Hello, it's me, Godzilla, and today I shall be reviewing what should have been the last Godzilla movie but wasn't. And here it is. Destroy all monsters. Now you can see there's Ghidorah, Godzilla, Rodan, Baragon, Manila, Anguirus, Mothra. But if you look in the back, we have Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Rodan, Gorosaurus, Anguirus, Kumonga, Manda, Manila, Baragon, and Varan. So, how does this movie stand out? It's fantastic, I gotta tell you. This was meant to be the last Godzilla movie. Of course it wasn't, but who's complaining? Anyway, for the final installment, Toho brought as many monsters as they could. The one thing that gripes me is that they didn't bring as other monsters, such as Ebera, Kamacuras, Maguma, Dogora, all the other monsters, and the Gargantuas. But even so, it's still a good, decent number of monsters. There's a ton of them. So there's not much I can complain about that. Now, to start off, the humans. The humans are really likable this time. You root for them, and you are by their side whenever the Kilaks are here. The Kilaks, which are the aliens, they are aliens that you will hate. You love hating the aliens in this one. And the actresses that play the aliens, they did a well enough job to do that. So congrats to them. Now, the human storyline, it's pretty good. It's like human heroes out to save the world against aliens. It almost feels like a team mission, like a mission movie. It's all pretty good. The music score, fantastic. I love the introduction music. Akira Fukube really went all out on this one, and it just feels like a military battle march. It's just so amazingly epic. Now, the monster suits in this one, they're all pretty good. Yeah, there's really not that much of a change, except maybe Godzilla's costume is probably the biggest change, but everything else is pretty damn good. Now, the one thing that that kind of gripes me, that kind of pisses me off, is that Varan and Baragon, they don't get to fight as much in the final battle. Manda doesn't fight either, but at the very least he contributed to the destruction of Tokyo. So that's Manda's part, but we barely see Baragon and Varan. Baragon is mentioned throughout the movie, but we don't see him that much, and Varan is a really small cameo. That's the only thing that this movie has as a flaw, but everything else is perfect. From the destruction of the other cities, to Tokyo being destroyed, to the monsters attacking at mountains, and finally the final battle with Ghidorah. The destruction of Tokyo was one of the most amazing scenes ever, with 4 monsters attacking Tokyo at the same time: Godzilla, Rodan, Manda, and Mothra. These monsters went all out, and the military, they did all they could to stop them. The one thing I didn't like about the battle was that the military wasn't aiming at the monsters completely. But it's still understandable, because near-range attacks, when an explosion hits you from right next to you, that's enough impact to hurt you. But even so, the monsters did fantastic in their destruction and attitude. They were amazing, and the destruction of Tokyo, again, is one of the best scenes in the movie, if not the entire franchise. And some of the shots in that battle was iconic. Now, for the final battle against Ghidorah, that was a masterpiece of a monster rumble. You can clearly tell that the ones who were working on this movie, they were having a lot of fun, and they just went all out on Ghidorah. And as before, Ghidorah fought 3 monsters in the first movie of his introduction, 2 monsters in his second return, and this time he goes up against as many monsters as he can. And this time, Ghidorah does not escape. He stands ground until he realizes it's too late, but by that time it's too late. But even so, Ghidorah, he can take a punch, a lot. Now, as for the ones who contributed to the battle, Varan, Baragon, and Manda, they stayed back, which was, disappointing, but, well, the baby Mothra, and Kumonga, they did the webbing to trap Ghidorah. Rodan did this, wing flapping thing to create a hurricane for Ghidorah to get caught in. Later on, he took off to fight off against Fire Dragon, which was a spaceship. Now finally, Gorosaurus and Gyrus and Godzilla went all out on Ghidorah. And Minilla, the son of Godzilla, strangled Ghidorah with his atomic ring. Yep, that's pretty awesome. And you feel proud of Minilla for that. But yes, the final battle with Ghidorah was one of the most fantastic, amazing, and greatest battles ever. And they just went all out. And it's like that guy said, the newsman, he said that Godzilla was going to lead them to Mortal Kombat, and it was Mortal Kombat. So, how does this movie stand out as the supposed finale for the Godzilla franchise? It was fantastic. I wish I would have seen more monster action. I wish Varan and Baragon had more screen. But overall, it's one of the most fantastic movies ever. And the final battle with Ghidorah was amazing. With all the wires around going everywhere, it's amazing that none of them got caught. So, Destroy All Monsters is by far one of the best entries in the Godzilla franchise, proving that monster rumbles are awesome as hell. Well, that's my review. I give it 4.5 out of 5. If only Varan and Baragon did more, but that's a 0.5 taken out. But overall, it's fantastic. 4 out of 5 stars. It's amazing. I recommend it. Check it out. Have fun.